All right, I am here. Hello, everyone, for coming in and joining. It's nice to see you today. Looks like the music's just a little loud there. I'll just try turning that down just a pinch. And Bugs, you're cold. Well, it is winter here, but I believe it's not winter for you. I believe it's supposed to be summer, is it not? Sorry to hear that you're feeling a little cold. So, today I am going to be painting up some just miniatures for Frostgrave. So I've got a couple to pick from here. These ones aren't primed, so we're not going to pay attention to those. Let's see here. This guy is already painted up. We don't need to worry about him. This one's also not primed, so that one's not really a candidate. And the Reaper Bones ones don't have to be primed, although they're better if you do. Maybe I could start up my wizards. What do you think? Should we start off with something interesting like the wizards? I think that might be fun. So I'm doing with some elementalist wizards. So I've got a very Storm from the X-Men and this kind of magma sorcerer from Greenbeard Games. What is it? Champions of Hara, that's what it was. So you know what? I feel like painting up her. So let us figure that out. Let's start off with this fun magma rocks. She's got her smithy apron. I think that'll be very fun. So let's go with a smithy apron. Gotta pull up some references because those are nice to have, you know. And I got a nice one right here. I'm gonna pull this up as a capture. And there's something interesting with how this is painted here, or not painted, how I'm going to paint this here. So let's pull up our reference here. And go find sketch. Make this visible. So you can see here, maybe you can't. So just pull that up. But what's going on here is that the undertones are actually a lighter brown, and then it's the overtones, like what is highest on the surface, that is a very dark brown. So what I'm going to do to achieve that is I'm going to find a nice reddish brown. So maybe something kind of like this fur brown here, and maybe mix it up with some of this this beastie brown. We're going to mix those two colors together, and we're going to start off our apron. How's my water here? That looks gross. I'm going to go change my water. Okay, so got some fresh water from the tap. Container's still kind of gross, but that's fine. Eating dinner. tense lack of response. Hey, it's all good, Loki. No worries. There's no pressure for anybody to be replying at the speed of sound. All right. It's all good, but thanks for the heads up. I appreciate that. All right. Grab whatever paper towel I've got nearby for wiping my brush. And let's, we're gonna go in here. Let's shrink this down here, because that's obnoxious. And we're gonna get this ready for kind of an up close. So push that down. We're gonna go zoom. I'm gonna paint her like this here, so you can see the model a bit better. Let's get crack-a-lackin', guys. That could use a little bit more of a reddish hue to it, but it's not a bad start. Just mixing up our paints. Doesn't matter how many bottles of paint you have, you still kind of gotta mix them up sometimes. This is still not red enough. So I'm actually just gonna grab a drop of actual red. And we're just see if that works for us the way that we hoped. This redder can actually use a little bit more. You know, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do that on the side. And mix brown into the red. Almost. There we go. That's a nice color. So, good evening, sir. From Frost Giants to Frostgrave. What a character arc. How's it going, Colin? Nice to see you. So I finally decided I will start painting my wizards. And we're just going to start off with this character here. I haven't decided which one is the apprentice or which one is the wizard, but that's okay. I can figure that out after I've painted them. So we're just going to start off with her smithy apron. Reference up in the corner. And of course we're using one of the grossest brushes that we can. It looks like it's gone through a lot of abuse. Yeah, because we want to give Loki a heart attack. That is how we do. Although I realistically will probably have to switch my brush up. This is a little chaotic, even for me. At the very least, I'm going to have to trim that one hair that is sticking out. Yeah. I'm going to take that out, and we're going to take this one out. You guys are going to get snipped. So I ended up buying a good chunk of Fire Slayers for Age of Sigmar today, along with some basing material stuff. Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. After you did that, your brother found out and wanted to join in an Age of Sigmar game, and then made another order from some Gloom Spites and Gits. As you can imagine, ordering 2 fresh armies. Oof. 2 whole fresh armies? That is not cheap. I agree. That being said, I've been staring at a couple of the boxes start collecting, and man oh man. I was actually using that app that I found out about from Bismarck. Been trying to figure out some color schemes for that, or using that app, which has been very fun, I want to say. The owner of the shop, a personal friend, wrote to me 5 minutes later from the second order going in, "If I didn't know any better, I think you're addicted to plastic." Oh, that's funny. That is indeed a message from a friend who knows you. That is great. So I put in a order for a super glue alternative, because after assembling some buildings, I once again had a coughing, wheezing, stuffed sinuses, trippy nose experience, and I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little disheartened by the fact that I am allergic to one of the most important tools in the hobby. One of my favorite hobbies. So I'm gonna give a shot to a couple of alternatives. I need to find a super glue that I'm not allergic to, because as it is, I am allergic to super glue, and I'm also very, I wouldn't say allergic, but I'm very sensitive to resin. And it gives me, not blisters, it gives me tiny red bumps. And like in any uncured form, even in the smallest amount, like Mod Podge, like the amount of resin in Mod Podge makes me react. And there is resin in Mod Podge, but it's like most people don't react to it. So that was unfortunate to find out. He must have been happy though. I ordered more today than you have in 4 months. Oh, probably. I mean, it's good for business, right? But at the same time, as a friend, he's probably like, hey, make sure you don't hurt your wallet. But that's nice. I'm glad. I've got a friend who owns a hobby shop here in Vancouver, but he is all the way in North Vancouver, which is very, very far away from where I am. doesn't do deliveries. So given the pandemic, if it was not for the pandemic, I would be ordering through him and shopping there very frequently, but that is unfortunately not the case. Unfortunately, there is a pandemic. All right, so I'm already loving this this color we're throwing on here, because Greenbeard Games has some pretty nice models. Try testing yourself with various cleaning agents, acetone and whatnot, and see if you can find glues that doesn't contain those kind of things. That could be the case, yeah. I don't think acetone is what I'm allergic to. I think. I don't think that it's acetone. But maybe it is acetone. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe it is acetone. Because I have... like, sometimes I'll paint my nails, but the nail remover that we use is acetone free. That's a fascinating thought there, Loki. I hadn't considered that. No, I think you might be onto something. You might be onto something. Alright, let's grab an even grosser brush. This here, I kid you not, is one of my first brushes. I don't think they make them like this anymore. I still have my first two brushes. Isn't that funky? And now, they're stippling and dry brushes. Basic chemistry education from 10 years. Activate. Yeah, I didn't know that was an ingredient in it. Am I using the right playlist? Okay, good, I am. Let's see. This is still not dark enough. I need to go even darker. So let's go with my favorite. 3 allergies I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy. Alcohol and shellfish. Oh. I mean, I personally have no love for shellfish. However, I do know that people who are allergic to shellfish, it is a very strong allergy most of the time. I don't think that one comes in mild. From my understandings. I don't know. I mean, it's unfortunate that you like shellfish and are allergic to it. Myself, I have no love for shellfish, but it's unfortunate that you like shellfish and are allergic to it. I feel you for you. So I sympathize. I sympathize. Do I want shellfish? No. But I sympathize for you. I only had crab for this year the first time and did not hate it. Usually I hate crab. This was the first year, last year I guess technically. It was the first time I had it and didn't hate it. So usually I'm like, ugh. It's the smell. I have a really hard time getting over the smell of seafood. I've got a very strong nose, and when something just smells like something I don't like, I have a hard time overcoming it. And I might have liked it this time because we made it ourselves live. So we went straight into the steamer when it was alive. So, which is not the most humane way of cooking crab. You can put them down before subjecting them to steam. No, I'm not allergic to anything. I was just thinking that those would be the worst. Oh, I see. Hey, evil demon lord, how's it going? I keep seeing my mic reaching up to the yellow. It's not peaking for you guys, is it? Just let me know if it's getting too loud. But yeah, so here we go. I've got a little bit more of a look that I'm going for here. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to pencil in some it's really kind of certify those kind of cracks that you see in treated leather. What's the band around her? What do you mean the band? Oh, the belt? That? This is a belt. I'm just going to be doing that in a different type of leather. I want to... Oh! Thank you for the raid there, Muffins. Sorry I wasn't able to partake in your Lego stream there. I saw that you were there for a little bit. How are you doing? How do you do? Oh, around her hand. Oh, okay. So around her... here, give me a second. I don't know if you're familiar with Hellboy, but she's got giant, massive rock hands. Like you can see, like that. But if you're talking about this thing here, this is lava pouring out of her hands. Going to bed soon. His stream went quite well. Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, so speaking of that, actually, I need to start doing that. Start off with a white. Yeah, kind of like an Earth Genasi. Absolutely. If I had to describe it, she would be like probably like an Earth Genasi pyromancer. If I had to throw a label on it, but I'm going to be using this for Frostgrave. But I could totally use her for something else in the future. Doesn't have to be restricted to just one use, that's for sure. Oh, I should probably clip that, or I can make it part of the flowy red magma. Goodness gracious. Very cool. So, want to paint white over top of this because we are wanting to make sure that I can paint yellow over top of it with ease. The best way to do that is with this. Well, I mean, there's multiple ways, but I want to get a very bright yellow. I don't want it to look like a wholesome yellow. So what we're going to do is we're going to take moon yellow. There we go. Things go pretty well. I tried to order food through Uber and they sent it to the wrong address, and while they tried calling me, my phone was in the other room and on silent, so I missed all the phone calls and I missed my food delivery. Because I was unable to tell them that that's the wrong address. You know, so that went stunningly. I was very upset about that, but you know, that's what happens. Me and my partner did some thinking and may have found out why it was happening that way. It happens to like every third order that I make, which is, I tell you, super, super frustrating. Yeah. What's a warband? Like a group? Yeah. So like a warband is usually what you call like a small team of you know, like they might have a captain or something like that. You know, in skirmish and war games, Demon Lord, a warband is like the equivalent to a party, except one player plays the whole thing. Yep. There were some parts that I missed with the white, and now those are going to be really tricky, so I need to go back in with that white. And I'm just going to go boo 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 boo. Wait for that to dry some more. Bad. I can definitely feel myself going back into 40k. I think specifically, the reason why I say it's bad is I already have like a ton of miniatures, and most of those miniatures I have a use for. I have no one to play 40k with. So most likely I would be using these for Stargrave, and I would just have like an excess, and I just want to paint them because they look cool. Like really, that's right there, the whole reason, and that in itself is a reason enough to collect and paint them. Don't get me wrong, painting for the sake of it looks cool is perfectly valid. Yeah, I like the idea of like objective oriented games. Objective oriented games are good. Playing for goodness gracious, I can't speak. Why can't I think? My brain is just farts, I tell you. Just farts. Yeah, no, I like objective oriented. Morale. I cannot stand morale in games where like my unit all gets wiped out because they lost enough units, or they start running away and they have to make morale checks. I can't stand that when I'm playing games, because, and I mean, this is probably like from years of playing like computer games like StarCraft or Warcraft, or Warcraft 3 specifically, or Age of Empires. I would rather just like, if me and my partner would be playing, we probably wouldn't use morale whatsoever. We'd be like, yeah, no, that's dumb, and we're just gonna keep playing. Like having your entire unit just die is better, in my opinion, than like losing morale or failing a morale check. So in terms of game design, part of the reason too why I'm objected to morale is because it takes away player agency. Like it takes away your control, and most games, when you lose control of a situation, it's your brain gets frustrated at losing control, which is why I say it would honestly be better if you just, instead, like, your whole unit got perished instead of losing like morale and having them run away. Ooh, Gundam models would be sweet, Demon Lord. I really want to get into Gundam as well. Each player now gets a main mission, 3 secondary objectives. You can I see. This sounds cool. The secondary objectives are chosen by you as the player after the mission is selected, and then after you familiarize yourself with the opposing army. That's cool. I like that. See, that sounds neat. Because the thing is, like, my partner, she will not play anything that is just like the only objective is killing everyone. Not because like she's opposed to it or anything like that. It's not very fun. And frankly, it's just it's a very dude bro way of playing games, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that style of play or the people who want to play that way. A lot of the time, I just want to do like, yeah, let's just like bash our heads in against each other until one of us loses. I'm cool with that. I think that's perfectly fun. I just know that that's not her style of fun. It's like fighting games. I love fighting games. Fighting games are one of my favorite genres of video games. Actually, they changed morale in 9th. Oh, excellent! Now you only lose 1 model if you fail morale, and then you lose 1d6 model in the unit if your roll 6s. Oh, see, this sounds way better, Loki. It's good for learning the game, but if you want to have a quick game where you go all out, it's not conductive in a good game. Good games come from strategy and a little bit of RNG. Yes! Loki, you get it. You get it. Yeah, no. So the thing is, too, I was talking with Brooks, if you guys are familiar with Bill, and he's been into the games like since like near the beginning, or at least he's a very like history nerd in terms of Warhammer 40k, and he was mentioning that the morale system in 40k originates from competitions, and it's kind of just been an artifact that's been kept along for most of it. And it was a way of like making the games go by a little bit faster and involving judges. Or coaches or referees, whichever. But yeah, no. That's really cool. Alright, so I feel like I want to make this a magma hammer. How do I want to make that like a slate of like volcanic rock? Because that just is cool. Because clearly she has like magma pouring out of her hands, which I think is like way cool. Alright, I'll figure that out in a second. I'm going to start her hair up. And I'm going to do her hair the same way I do the fire giant hair. Because I think she's cool. So there's that, but that's a little bright. What do we got here? Ah! I think this was the red, actually, that I went with. Okay, I could go with Gory, or I can go with Scarlet. Let's start with, I think Scarlet Red is supposed to be darker, so I'm going to go with that. I'll start with that as the base. I'll work my way up. But yeah, no, frankly, like, RNG in terms of games really gets abused. It should be a means to an end and not the main mechanic of the game. Like, RNG for, you know, hitting a person is perfectly fine as long as there's like some method to the madness. Makes sense because in 40k damage isn't cumulative. If you have one big dude making 3 attacks doing 300 damage each of those attacks will kill one model, whereas in Age of Sigmar, attack would have killed models in the value of 300 wounds. If you have to pluck your 3 to 4 models in leadership, 7 army, it's likely at least one model will run away from the fight. So, see, you have me fascinated with the 100 damage thing. So, because I haven't played... The last time I was playing 40k was, I want to say 5th edition. It was 5th edition or 6th edition. And back then, everything was a matter of just wounds. So like, this model will have 3 wounds and 3 successful hits that manage to penetrate its armor, you know, will kill it. So when you give value numbers to damage, like 100 damage for example, you confuse me because I don't know if that's new rules or if like how much the game has changed. Though personally, I am much like the broken morale idea where they use in Kill Team that if you break the morale of a unit, it will be functioning worse than normally, but you won't lose models. Yeah, see, I don't mind that. Yeah, apparently. Like it to me, you're not talking Warhammer when you use those terms. Fascinating. Maybe I should just pull up one-page rules. Maybe that's it. I hear one-page rules is good. You no longer have different angles of attack from sides, back, front, having various armors and so on. That's good. I thought that was baloney. That was, I mean, like, it made sense tactically, you know, shoot them from the back. But in the space age, I imagine your armor is just like all around defense, and it doesn't make sense to attack at different angles. Ooh, can vehicles be destroyed finally? Because like back when I played, vehicles were indestructible, and the best you could do is tip them over. Which like I had such gripe with. I'm cool with that. Now, just have a flat value, weapons having a set of armor penetration. I'm cool with that. So what was it? Back when I played, what was it? The feature armor penetrating was, I think, that if you successfully hit a target by rolling a 5 or a 6, you didn't have to roll for armor penetration, and it just went straight into wounds, which was why gene stealers were so feared. Yes, vehicles probably are the easiest to kill nowadays because they're easiest to target. I hated vehicles back then. Like, so when I was playing back in 5th edition, I only had a couple friends who played, and I was more interested in the models than I was the game. And so when those people I was playing with, like, I didn't hang out with them as much. I kept buying models, but it was just like for painting purposes because I hated the game. And then I think Dark Vengeance was the start of 6th edition rules, I want to say. And I didn't really read the rule book. I just painted the models. Because at that point I was just kind of like done with the game. I tried to get one of my friends to play, and he was just too intimidated by painting at all to join. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess we don't need to. But some have that ability, specific like snipers and so on. Oh yeah, that makes sense. They started making rules like this model can only take X damage per phase, and it made me very angry because they gave it to the newest things. Oh, they did like a power creep, like you have to buy new things. Yeah, that's distasteful. Mind you, that's specifically why I so love games that are miniature agnostic, Because when you're miniature agnostic, it's all about game design, and it's not about how do we sell the models. You know, like, speaking not as any one company is bad or anything, it's just that's at its core, miniature agnostic games are they set out with the only goal of having a fun game. Because the funner the game is, the more people will buy the books and the expansions and the rules and the like. Hey, you can come on in. Oh, it's the cat. Okay. Hey, Ganon. There you go. Meow to you too. You want up? No? Okay. Yeah, no, I think, I mean, like, I can understand that, like, if you come up with a cool new ability and and a certain unit fills in a certain role, and it can feel like you're changing what is the function of the model or whatnot. Like, let's give an example. Gene Stealers are... Back when I played the game, because I played Tyranids, like, I keep talking about Gene Stealers because that was the army I played. Or like Tarragons, were they? Tarragons? Tarragon Prime, Moloch, those things. Like, the fear of a Moloch was that a Moloch can show up anywhere and wipe out an entire squad of people just by entering the field, right? So if you have something that, like, when it enters it buffs things, like, and you were to try and, like, put that on a Moloch, it would be weird because it suddenly changes what the role of that miniature is. I could understand something like that, but for the most part, yeah. Oh. How do I sell the plastic is usually the thing. So I don't know, I get it. Honestly, right now I am looking at Chaos Space Marines because they look fun to paint, and I'm gonna paint them, and if I can horn them into stuff, for the most part, I'm painting because I want to paint. I'm gonna stop crapping on Games Workshop quite so much. I'm trying to make changes, guys. I'm trying to change for the better. Why the white paint before the yellow? Because yellow is very translucent, as you can see right there. It doesn't really apply anything. But when I put it on top of the white, I get to actually I have a better chance of the yellow making its way through. Supposedly pink will also let you do this. And brown, like a very light brown, people will have success with. But putting it on top of white, like a pure white, is how I know how to do it. And so that is how I am doing it. Wonderful question. Yellow paint pigment is not very strong. It's very weak. So, like, I have to keep stacking more yellow on this, because you can see there's like little black bits that show up. So, like, you can see, like, this isn't. You can see speckles through it, right? Because yellow paint is inherently pretty translucent, pretty transparent, and it's really hard to use. If I'm going to be frank, yellow paint is difficult. And now that this is dried a little bit, if I hold it at the angle, you can see there's this big blotch here. And supposedly, I tested it out. Purple to pink to white in a blend gradient, and then 2 layers, and it's amazing. Excellent. I haven't tested it out yet, so that's the only reason why I said that supposedly. My brain is like, that doesn't make sense. I've heard enough people say it works great. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it right now. I got a pink paint right here. I'll put it on the base. So let's just try this out. I'll try this out right here. I'm gonna just put a little bit of pink paint there. I'll spread it out. So we got our pink, our pank. So I'm gonna paint over that later, anyways. So. And if this works great, I'm gonna redo all of the magma. You'll see the effect immediately. It goes from orange to bright yellow. What? No way. That's crazy. The thing I've seen people do is they'll just use like straight pink. I feel like I'm gonna have to do a second coat of pink. Cool. And then a little bit more. Oragne. You know what, my friend? I'll do a test and I'll post it in your Discord and see the purple to pink, white, and yellow. Please do. Please do. Put it in, this is how I do this. And then everyone can learn from how cool you are, Loki. But yeah, brown and pinks are the ways I've heard are the best ways to do this. And so we're just gonna figure this out here. So while I'm figuring this out, how are you guys all doing? You guys doing well? Oh, hi! I'm sorry I startled you, Gannon. I'm just trying to pet your butt. Gannon's like, don't touch my butt. You know what, let's just do a little bit of Gannon time. Yeah. Yeah, big yawn. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big yawn. You get in, yeah, head scritches. Yeah. Alright, cool. Has the paint dried while I was doing that? Got his pet his butt. Alright, that's not working. Alright, cool. I'll just start doing the boots. Yeah. Are you sad that the petting stopped? Alright, you have a good one, Evil Demon Lords. Thanks for dropping in and saying hi, buddy. It's nice to see you. Have a good day at work. Well, thank you. You too. Oh, maybe I should give her, like, black boots. I mean, I like these leather boots. If I'm going to give her a dark skin tone, I don't want to make them stick out. I'll figure it out. Alright. Still not fully cured. Touch up his hair. Alright. Let's try this out. Pink. I got my pink. I got my yellow. I put my... Ooh. Now that... Wow, that shows up very fast. Oh my goodness. Cool. Well... Hello, Warlock's Quill. How are you doing? Well, you know that. So the initial is very orange there, but I'm seeing the highlights, like the concentrated points, are very yellow. So I'm kind of wanting to redo these because I'm gonna have to layer everything on there. Man, okay, you know what? Fine. We'll just do it like this. All right. She is producing bubblegum. Just like bubblegum, just pouring out her hands. That's how we're gonna do this. My goodness, I am. Hey, Wolf Parable, how's things going? I'm doing well. I finally tried the hidden yellow technique of painting yellow over top of pink. I mean, I've known about it for a while, but I've been like, that doesn't make sense. And I did a small sample, and I can see the orange, but I'm gonna have to do 2 coats of yellow still. But like, it's turning out better than when I just try simply yellow over white, which frustrates and amazes me. But, you know, that's just apparently how things are going to go. Started off kind of annoying. A little annoyed with Uber. I have a phone call to make with them. But besides that, you know, things are going good. That's a lot smoother than I've done it. Yeah, it's a good trick. It's all smooth. Yeah, no, I'm really amazed by like. Okay, I need to like go back into here. There we go. You guys couldn't see nothing. Like I'm really surprised by just what one coat of yellow did with that pink. So I'm, consider me Hi, you're being so funny. Look at him. Look at him. Hey. Hi. You being funny? Hi. Yeah. You're so funny. What are you doing? Hi. You being lovey? Yeah, you're being lovey. He's being cute. Undercoat magic cannot be overestimated. It is so effective. No, this is for donk. Like, this should not work as well as it does. Like, magic is absolutely the right, like, adjective for this. This makes no sense. And yet, here we are. What was that about? Why are you making so many noises? Hey? Yeah, magic is right. Oh my goodness, I am strictly baffled. You have discombobulated me, good Sir Loki. And I remember the chat was having a conversation with Giggling Geekette, which she is streaming today, so I'll be able to raid her, which is nice. Loki, I presume when she starts on, you'll be jumping on there ahead, health providing. Apparently. Aspire Painting explained just last night in a stream I was watching that the pink keeps the blue tones down and also doesn't affect the yellow, like undercoating brown, which turns it more ochre. Oh. I haven't done the brown one yet either. I'm gonna have to try that out. I'm so baffled. Aspiringly is also very good. That is who I think it is. Aspiringly is a very good painter. Man, just goes to show you, like, you don't stop learning. I love the painting community. Love you guys. You guys are great. Okay. So, liquid bubblegum. No. I totally get it, Lucky Loki. Like, whenever I can attend her streams, I do. A ritual is absolutely a way of describing Giggling Geekette. She is just remarkable. I don't know what color to make this gal's pants. Brown is not an option on the table. I guess I should start her skin. I'm going to start her skin. Start her skin. Where is my reference? Where is my magic reference? But yeah, no, that's why when I discovered that she starts streaming after me, I raid her on those days because she is like just a remarkable person and a great way to feel good. Thank you. And how are you doing, Warlocks? Quill, it's nice to see you. Ah, goodness. This again? Come on, guys. Palette? Come on. Palette? There we go. Okay, so what we need is, need to move this, gonna go down here, gonna go down here. By the way, if you guys have not already checked out Warlock Quill's Instagram, you should absolutely do it. She makes some astonishingly cool things. I'm really good. Launched my Etsy shop. Perfect timing. This is exactly what I was getting into. So just relaxing after work, hand bounding a couple notebooks. Ah, stab. No, I will not. You. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna hopefully talk about something here that I can do at a nice pace. And I'm going to talk about how I make the skin black, or like dark skin tones. And here's a fun fact. I don't use this dark flesh tone for the base. I use a charred brown, and if I recall correctly, it's one of these two paints. I think it is my dragon red, and there was a third one. Was it like a drop of black? What was it? But the point is, the very first color that we're going to be trying to make is that one down there. I think it was these two. So let us, you know, maybe what I'll do is I'll just move things aside here, because I think this is important. I think it's important that people know how to paint a dark skin tone. Now, mind you, I do not use the GW method of base coat then wash. In fact, I don't use many washes at all. I just do a lot of layers. So mix the bottles up. So we're going to get our dragon red. So let's go here, because I think it's important that not all of your miniatures are just Caucasian or quote-unquote white. So we're going to get some of that. Get some here. Make sure that I'm at a good... Nope. Alright. So, this is an MSP core color. Hate to say it, you're very unlikely to be able to get this paint, but something that is a dark red, and I think charred brown is beautiful. And so, do you know any BIPOC mini painters? I have one of my best friends, but he doesn't stream, unfortunately. But he's in my Discord. Angel or Angel. He shows up in the stream as... Nope, he doesn't have an Instagram either. He is just a guy who paints. Unfortunately, he does not have a public presence. So what we're going to do here is we're going to mix these in. And so kind of see here. The red doesn't pick up very well. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get... let's see. And of course my camera is like trying to like run away. It's like, no, I don't want to look at it. I'm like, no, you have to. do? Let's see here. There we go. That's nice. Let's go into the color settings, because this is more of a brown color. Do I have to go like into the yellows? Okay, there we go. We can see the colors a bit more accurately here. So what I'm actually going to have to do is I am going to have to take an off black. So here I am using MSP core colors again, which again are close to impossible to purchase, and I'm going to just take the smallest amount. I'm just going to dunk my brush in there, and I'm just going to mix that in there. And we're just going to dunk until it's a nice dark color, because the goal is it should be a little bit darker than that charred brown. And so here we're starting to get into a nice color. And not all of us can be fancy paint stream lads. You know, who are you saying is fancy? I am farthest from fancy. Have you seen the camera that I use? Anyways, so we're going to take more of that black. I'm going to mix it in. Of course, I put in too much, so now we need to mix in a bit more brown. Going to mix in a bit more red. And we're starting to get, here we go. So this is the color that we're looking for. So if I take this on my skin here, you can see it's a much better dark color. It's got hues of red to it. It's if anything, actually I could probably mix in a little bit more red, but to get a dark person like you know, BIPOC, no, not BIPOC is anyone who's basically not white, or another people of color, including other lots of other things. That's very vague. Anyways, this dark skin tones as a base color. This is how I do it. Is a charred brown and a very dark red with mixes of. I'm gonna try and like clip this later on, but using that, now when I go in here, let's start painting some of her skin. And this is a base, and then from here we just do highlights. Because obviously you can't use like a black, or because that's just not what people's skin tones are. Come on, there we go. Let's get this out of here. And this is going to be the foundation for like the darkest shadows, the what else? Just basically the darkest shadows of the skin. Because the method I use for painting is layering. So we got her skin here. I'm just going to go up and do that. She's got like a rocky texture because she's a bit more elemental. But when I look at her face and some of her other characteristics, this seems like a much more appropriate color for her. And then we're just going to be doing layering. And, you know, she is going to turn out, as I continue on and move forward, you know, she'll end up something like this. No, I agree with you there, Wolf Parable. I agree. So this is how I get these skin tones. There's probably better ways, but this is the best way I've been able to find that works with my painting style. And this way you don't have to feel incredibly awkward when you know, try to use colors and you find like mud. Because I find that very uncomfortable when I'm trying to paint someone who is black and the paint colors I have are mud. like that. I feel like that's, you know, I find that upsetting. I'm going to be honest. And when I talk with one of my best friends, who is a person of color, he also finds that very discomforting. He doesn't identify as black, but he has a very dark skin tone, and he would like to be able to have a dark flesh tone that is more his skin tone, because this is a good highlight. But like honestly, with the method I use for painting miniatures, I'll be upfront. I actually use this as the base color for when I'm painting lighter skin tones, because it's too light. It brings in the warmth, but it's, and again, not everyone paints the style I do. This probably works better for like base coat and then wash. But I go from the absolute darkest, and then I go and I work my way up. And this is just how I paint. There's no wrong way of painting. So I hope that helps for anyone who was curious, because I've been asked to do a demonstration before, and I just want to, share. A couple shades of brown, and then some fleshish reds, pinks, oranges, and yellows. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Actually, because I'm planning on using her, same skin tone. I mean, this is clearly Storm. Storm from the X-Men. So I don't want to waste my paint. The Scale 75 has a couple darker skin tones. Oh, do they? I've been meaning to try out Scale 75. I hear nothing but remarkable things about them. I hear nothing but remarkable things about them. Yeah, no, that's good to know. I'm happy to hear that. I think paint companies need to have more, basically a easier avenue for painting other skin tones. I do know that Vallejo, I want to say Model Color, like they have a paint kit for painting various flesh tones, and that makes me very happy. And I think like they're just all called like just something flesh, not like GW's weird contrast paint name convention, like fire something flesh or something flesh. I don't know. It's weird. I strongly appreciate the fact that they do have dark, flesh tone paints that you can use out of the bottle. I was very happy about that. Scale 75 and Vallejo Model Color have been my favorites lately. Vallejo Model Color, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, won like a Paint of the Year award last year for 2020. They were sharing on their Twitter. So I thought that was super handy. That was cool. So I love their stuff. Man, I keep picking up hair. Gannon, it's your fault. Oh, hey, why didn't you get your donut off? Oh, okay. That's fine. As long as you're not scratching your head, bud. Scratch your head way too hard. I think the storm's supposed to be an elf. Dope. I'm here for it. He's got elf ears. What's the donut for? He has a scab on his forehead. And I wanted to get him a cone of shame that is more comfortable. Just to make it so he doesn't tear the scab off every day, because he'll do that and it'll just not heal very well. It's right in front of his ear. He scratches it a little too hard sometimes. Donut of shame. Exactly. It's a donut of shame. There we go. So, we're just going through our way here. And like I said, in terms of paint brands, I have a lot of MSP core colors, but I know that that's like an out of production paint color. But like, look at that. Like, is that not? I don't know. I look at this and I say that looks close enough to life that I'm not upset in terms of like the skin tones of someone who's black. It's I think it's all right. And then obviously I add highlights, but like on camera this looks pretty solid, I think. I didn't even ask. I guess my brain just thought Kat wanted to be comfy on a long flight. I like that. That makes me happy. Yeah, I thought I would demonstrate on someone who's got a little bit more human, because like she's got like half rock skin. I still want to make sure that like I'm using the same color on both of them, so. Yeah, for a base, like I think as a base coat it works perfect. Well, maybe not perfect. Perfect's a strong word. Nothing's perfect. Path of perfection is the road to hell. Feel I've got the shinger, not the shinger. Oh my goodness, talking's hard. Demonstrate, yeah, a little bit it does. Yep. All right, just gotta squeeze my fingers together. The shinger fake. I'm gonna start saying that from now on. Clearly no fine detail work will be done from here on. So, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Perfect is the enemy of good enough. Well, I mean, complete is better than work in progress. Right? I'm a gamer, right? I would rather have 5 good enough painted minis than 1 remarkably painted mini. is the enemy of good enough. Oh my god, I love that. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to decide that she has some kind of top on, because I am not going to have a character where she is just wearing pants and an apron, because that is creepy. And I am not going to partake in that, because that is uncomfortable for everyone, I think. I feel the same, because the more good enough I paint, the closer I get to awesome each time. Yeah, exactly, right? You know, it's... I mean, you can only paint it so much until you start losing details, too. Like, you don't have to strip it, but you can definitely, like, do progressive improvements as you pick up the model and stuff. Oh, hey, Fiddlewort is here. How's it going, bud? Also, it could be very cold. It could be very cold, Fiddlewort. It could be. Ability to produce bubblegum and not lava. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. I was were you here to see the demo I was doing of how I made the base for their skin tones? Oh yeah, no, you gotta feel your look. That's for sure. I think there's enough hypersexualized models that I don't need to contribute to them. And I got a snort out of my partner. Oh, or maybe she's snorting at something else. Something else, not me?
No, I was...
Oh, okay, cool. Nope, totally something else. Just a coincidence. I've actually seen women painters getting harassed for painting sexy models. I don't think that... No. So I don't think that anyone should be shamed for painting a sexy model. I think that if you want to paint a sexy model, you should paint a sexy model. I don't think that sexy models need to be eradicated. What I think, and this is true, I think that there needs to be more sexy male miniatures to... even out the disbalance. That's my take on it. Like, you can have it in your pinup minis. I'm not gonna give anyone a hard time for painting pinup minis. I just think that the market is oversaturated with hyper-sexualized miniatures. That's all. And I just think that if we're gonna do that, let's make sure that there's some other hotties. It doesn't just need to be, because like it falls into the same trope of like the sexy monster, the sexy Marilith, the sexy Drider. Like, you know what I mean? All right, for sexy model, you can paint one male barbarian. I mean, a male barbarian is so. There is the perception of what like males might find to be sexy, but a lot of the time when guys try to make a like a sexy male miniature, it usually more often ends up being like male power fantasy, typically. Like how they want to be perceived, if that makes sense. A sexy male barbarian, exactly. It can't just be a male barbarian. It has to be a sexy male barbarian. I just want choice. I want to be able to play that sexy elf sorceress, but also have the choice to play a funny-looking bard. Exactly. Yeah. For sure. I agree. It's best to have variety. Yeah. Skin is tough to paint. Fiddlework, I believe so. I'm actually planning. I'm all good with parkas and cloaks. So, in terms of like mixing the color that I used for the skin, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna clip that so that I can share that with people who ask how I do it. I would rather paint over violent models than over sexualized models. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There is something that I need. That this is not something that I need any kind of male fantasy from. Yeah. I mean, sexy barbarian with muscles and all. For sure. What about sexy mysterious warlock with the shirt open? Yes, exactly. See, there you go. Warlock's Quill. You've got it. You've got it right there. This is what I'm referring to. That's like. Thank you for that. Yep, sounds good. For the work. What she's describing is the warlock in Pathfinder. But what, for example, a hetero woman and a straight guy think a sexy male looks like are totally different. I was talking about, for sure, because it's sexy. I was having a conversation with someone, and that I was saying that like He-Man, like, is a great example of what a guy might think a sexy man looks like. But more often than not, that's not the case. Now, talking about 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, Grast is a sexy male demon lord. And he's not like... I don't know if he was intentionally... I'm pretty sure he was... Hey, Nicole, nice to see you. Mollymook, any day. He's no... He-Man. Mollymock. Oh, why does Mollymock sound familiar? What is Mollymock from again? I need to go look up Mollymock. But, like I was talking with, a member of the community, and we're like, yeah, no, Grast is really sexy. He's got a little bit of a dangerous look, but he's kind of like looking there. He's got a mysterious part to him, and it's like, ooh, maybe he's gonna kill me. Maybe he's gonna give me the eye. I don't know. It's that. It's there's an entire discussion about it, and it's something that the comic book community has had a long, basically a long back and forth about, where comic book illustrators would try to make sex appeal, but it's all done by a bunch of guys, and they just don't understand it. And there's a whole thing to it. And in the end of the day, what it just means is there needs to be... It's just like... And for that to happen, the community needs to feel safe. They need to be reached out to. And not... Because a lot of them often... And people have shot back at me saying, oh, well, there's tons of women in the design process. I'm like, okay, but how many of them are like employed somewhere at like a company with a name versus how many of them are basically self-employed doing Patreon stuff? Like, and it's usually the latter. Oh yes, Mollymuck, Critical Role. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no, Mollymuck is a great example. And correction, Mollymuck was not a warlock. He was a blood hunter. Although, I mean, he lived for such a short period of time. He could have just been a warlock. Let's take Thor. Some muscle, cake galore, but look in his eyes, human clumsiness. Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly. He's like, you can't. I think I think, and you know what, like, Warlock Squill, I want you in this conversation. Um, I think that to be totally perfect it kind of makes things less sexy, if that makes sense. Like you can be like a beefcake, but like you've got to be. There's got charming features. Is that he's dumb as a brick. Like exactly. Who cares about Superman? No one wants Superman. Like no one's gonna look at Superman and go, he's so hot. I have never heard someone describe Superman as sexy. Okay, well, Superman back in the 60s is a different Superman. And also, he was a bit of, what do you call? There's like a what if. And he suffered from a lot of the, basically, sexist tropes of the 60s. Because he was written by men in the 60s. But yeah, he had his manners. He was a gentleman. But at the same time, he, in a What If comic, locked up Lois Lane in the Fortress of Solitude because God to protect you, so that means you have to live in my cellar locked away forever. That was horrifying. Oh man, Wolf Parable, I totally missed your message there. What do you say? But also, female violent models are also made, or a male-made trope 9 out of 10 times. But yeah, I agree. The solution is, yeah. There needs to be a proper variety, and yeah, I'm not saying like there can't be a violent or like powerful female miniature. I mean, like look at this. Like this, I love this. I love this character. Like, she has a very powerful look to her. Like, you know, it's not like she's not necessarily aggressive. She's not necessarily pacifistic. It's just a great miniature, with a power pose. Like, hey, look as like all this lava comes out of my hands. Do you want to be friends or do you want to be enemies? I'll let you decide. I don't know, I think that's cool. Yet nothing's sexier than Stockholm Syndrome. Oh, goodness. Warlock Quill. Neither. Let's go on a bubblegum date. Hey, I'm fixing it, okay? It's gonna turn into lava, I promise. So funny. Bubblegum date. Or like bubblegum flavored slushy or beverage of some sort. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of texture on this, but I'm not too worried because the texture is just going to help with the lava flow, so it's going to make it look less, what do you call? Oozy. Fun fact, the pink undercoat, other than making it easier to apply yellow, does not work on flat surfaces. Yeah, I'm finding the flat surfaces makes it a little tricky. And that orange is definitely sticking. I'm not too terribly worried. Again, I'm going to be adding other colors to this. You know, it's all good. From bubblegum to bile. uh. It's funny that you mentioned that, Loki, because I'm definitely encountering some challenges with basically just how smooth that surface is. Like the highlights, when we look at the highlights are pure yellow. But in person, when I'm looking at, it's a little less joyous, you know, but that's fine. That's life. That's all it comes down to. You know, sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. I mean, oh no, Loki, it's your fault. I'm not gonna say that. That would be unfair of me. See, my instinct right now is to go and try to fill in the whites of her eyes, but my hands are too shaky for that right now. And that would just ruin everything. Hey, Cannon, is that right? It would ruin everything. It would ruin the model. Cool. So now I got that. Let's see what I did there. Yeah. What's shaking? Everything showed up at once. So my BF ordered a brand of energy drink we never heard of. It's Canadian, and of course... Oh, Beaver Buzz! You mean this? Yeah, we have Beaver Buzz over here. Yeah, they've got very fruity, sour flavors to them. That's too funny. You put down a layer of color. You could have highlighted a bit more by adding the pink. I mean, I'm testing things out. I'm not too worried about it, Loki. It's all good. It tastes like a monster, but put more sour. On the topic of female models, I was thinking of making a female Space Marine group. Anyone have a good alternative bits to order heads from? So I was taking a look at Artel W just the other day, Wolf Parable, and they've got a lot of cool heads. They have a section just for bits and a selection of cool looking heads that look like they were very much intended for Games Workshop models. Hey Jay Stark, how's it going? Yeah, we're doing a warband. So I'm working on my wizard and my apprentice right now. Let me go grab here. I'm gonna hide the reference here. Let me go grab the... Oh, hi, Gannon. Cutie. No, we're not doing that right now. So, Jay Stark. This is one of my thugs. This is a miniature from Malleus Minis. Let's see here. Let me just increase the exposure just a little bit, give us a little bit more lighting here. Yeah, so this is a dwarf brother from Malleus Miniatures. Got ourselves a thief, just using a basic, what do you call, Reaper miniature. Got a Reaper Pathfinder whip, but I didn't want to continue that today. And got ourselves a doggo, a goodest boy from Cool Mini or Not, Zombicide. I think this is from Zombicide. Just wondering. Boom, got you good. You got me. What do you get me good with? This Canadian punch. Oh goodness. Beaver Buzz, we were just talking about a flavor called Canadian Punch, and it puzzles me. Those are legit models. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, no, these are some good ones. And then this one is from what is it called? Champions of Hara. This is one of the game pieces from Champions of Hara. And then this one is from, I think, Zombicide Black Plague. Either Zombicide Black Plague or Massive Darkness is one of the Kickstarter exclusive minis. The mystery is still intact. Hey, welcome back there, Fiddlewort. Warlock's Quill, you need more Sisters of Silence, but like 30 to 40% bigger. Gooseberry and Juniper? Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's Gooseberry and Juniper. Nice to see you here, buddy. Where was I? I was working on her, that's right. I was gonna go with what's the darkest red that I got that I can throw on? You know what? Ah, here we go. Let's go with this dragon red. The mystery is still afoot. Yeah, no, I was going to say, it's nice to see you in JSR. Is this the first stream that you've joined in with? Because I've hopped in a couple of yours. Bill recommended that I check out your stream. That's how I ended up joining your server, actually. Oh, man. Canada land. Oh, that's too funny. What are you working on lately, actually, Jay Stark? I haven't seen your most latest stuff. I usually stream pretty late when I'm working. Yeah, I cover some of your weekend on the community list. Oh, you did? Oh. Oh, that's nice. Now I have to wonder, what was it that you were looking at? Hopefully it's not one of my worst stuff. So lately, I haven't been painting too many minis. I've been focusing mostly on terrain for Frostgrave. That's too funny. Yeah, me and the missus are wanting to play, so I've got to up my game on how fast I can come out with these Warband minis. But thank you, I really appreciate that. You just finished up Thrall from Artel W's free printable minis. Yeah, I was just man, that's too funny. I was just on their website last night. I was taking a look at like their Sisters of Corruption, which were super cool looking. What is it? Is it not a Night Lord? It's something else. I was looking at their shop. I don't have a 3D printer, so I usually mostly focus on some of the other stuff. Actually, it is a very cool looking game. So I really want to. Hello. Oh, you scratched off your scab. I should have put the donut on faster. Yeah, it's fine. So I've sent Bill the spreadsheet, but for my community, it basically just as like a reason to keep up to date and that kind of incentivize like community involvement. I've got a spreadsheet of all of the miniature companies I've been able to find that produce, physical models, just because not everyone has a 3D printer like myself. And it's in the Discord, so if you want to come hang out, or if you want to just like take a look at it, or if you want, I can even like PM you just the spreadsheet link. There's like 125 different model producers that I have on there so far. So if you want to take a look, or if you're ever looking for some new minis, again, none of them are STLs, largely just because I usually presume people can... there's so many STL providers. I usually presume people who want an STL can find them. But yeah. Just because I feel a lot of the time like people don't know what options are available to them. Like the number of people that I've encountered that like I don't know what minis to paint besides like Games Workshop or WizKids. Like it's largely intentionally for them, but like also for people like me. Like goodness gracious, if I didn't set out for this project, I never would have known about half of these companies, like Artel W. So I hope you enjoy checking it out, man. And happy to have you. Hey, like one less. Things are going well, bud. Man, I need to catch up. For all you say, Frostgrave, so legit, J Stark, Instagram, ba. I'm gonna go click that Instagram. What do we got here? Ooh. Oh man. Oh, it's that miniature. Yes. J Stark, I have seen that one before. Oh my goodness, I'm not following you. Let's fix that. Okay, cool. There we go. Followed you. That's right. The Hulk mini holding a Mjolnir. Yes, or Orc holding a Thor hammer. But yeah, no, I've seen the model before. That's awesome. That looks like a lot of fun. And missed some of what you said because my phone is weird. Oh, sorry about that. What was I talking about? I was just talking a bit about the list. I was saying that it's mostly intended for people who like don't know what to paint next, new people who think that Games Workshop is the only miniature company there is, or like people who don't know what to paint besides GW and like WizKids, it's like the like, right? But yeah, no, I don't know what I saw else besides that. I got most of it, but I'll check it out. Yeah. No, it's all good, man. It's all good. Yeah, no. I'm happy to have you here, man. Oh, sad kitty. Sad kitty meows. Let's see here. Not sure what color to give her shorts yet. I want to avoid brown because I've already got a lot of browns and reds. I don't really want to do green if I can avoid it. I'll take a look at the color wheel, see what I can come up with. Oh my goodness, Ganon. You leave poor kitty alone. Don't bother the kitty. He's fine. He's just hungry. He's making demands. Demanding a king's ransom. No, you're fine. You're okay. Okay, goodbye. Ooh, like a gray blue. I like that. That could work nicely. Oh, you're fine. Goodness. Don't stress out your sister. A tartan? I am not doing a tartan. I didn't know you hate me. Oh, goodness gracious. What did I do to you to deserve that? Thought we were cool. Oh, goodness gracious. Here's the fact. The king is not demanding a ransom, but he is taxing his citizens. You, exactly. It is not cheap feeding 2 cats. I mean, like, it is if you want to feed them, like, not good food for them, like Whiskas. But that is not what I feed him. I try to make sure he doesn't eat corn. Cats cannot digest corn. It is a cheap filler and it makes your cat fat. Try to feed him things that are a little bit healthier for him. It's a small area where I believe in you. The idea is correct. Maybe green and blue tartan. Oh my goodness, not YouTube Warlock's Parable. I like the idea that her shorts are tartan. Like, she's clearly like this volcanic blacksmith, and she's wearing like tartan shorts. Oh my god. Handshaking, handshaking. Don't know how much I'm going to be able to paint today because that. Petition for shorts. Last work of yours I covered on Friday was the Storm Giant. Hey, no, it's cool if you're in and out, but hey, you're fine. Well, that's glad to hear. I still got the Storm Giant over here, actually. I had a disaster last time I streamed painting him, and I haven't really worked my way up back to attempting what I was doing. So what happened is I set up a barrier around the base, and I started filling it in with what do you call liquid effect from Vallejo, and the elastics went rogue on me, and everything started going just bottoms up, you know. So I haven't quite worked up the courage to try and do that, and I took it as a good opportunity to just you know, say, take a break. Oh, Ganon, you're fine. You're fine, buddy. No, cut it out. You're fine. Alright, bye, Lucky Loki. Have a good night, bud. Should probably touch up on some water. Ganon, you're fine. No, you're fine. Quit looking at me like a psychopath. You're fine. It's giving me the psycho cat look. Alright. Let's take a small brush and scoop up a whole bunch of that yellow. And we're just going to dollop it in there. It's a smooth surface, there's no details, so we can get a little chunky with it. Ganon, leave people alone. Leave your mother alone. Partner stands up and he just starts following her and yelling at her. Feed me, humans. I deserve nourishment. My cat's a jerk and I won't let anyone else say but anything else. He is not a nice, friendly cat. It's all a facade, as they say. He is in fact evil. I demand the nightly nourishment. Yes, my cat's name is Ganon. He is the Demon Lord Ganondorf. His suffering is great. His suffering is fine. There is no suffering. He just wants what he's owed. Mother, help me. Father has forsaken me. Yeah, he's a jerk. So what I'm doing here is I'm filling up. I shall destroy the land. Blast be that donut. Oh my goodness. Ganon, you're fine. He's actually more friendly with a donut. However, that doesn't stop him from screaming at me. Oh man, I just realized I didn't do a shout out for Jay. So let's do a SO and then JT. If you guys want to, you guys should go give him a follow. He's a real cool guy. Another can you stop it, will you? Cut it out. No, no, you're not. You are not cute when you do this. No. Oh my gosh. It just gives me this dead-eye stare. Just, cower before me and bring me treats. It's a psychopath, I tell you. There we go. My partner is trying to distract him now with a toy. He's going at it. Cute? I am not cute, father. I am great and terrible. What is that? Purpose of doing that red bit there is so that when I brush the rest of this, oh, I see I missed one there, I can make sure to preserve those. Oh, who is that? That is, you might hear in the background just the mumblings of my partner. She is sharing the office and she is playing with the Lord of all of the house, Ganon. So the thrashing about is her waving around a little ball of fuzz on a string and him trashing the office. And presumably my chat says hi to you.
Hi.
There you go. Maybe you heard her say hi back. Has the power of the demon. Has the power cat demon he is. Or as the power demon cat he is. Yes. His might is to be beholden. There we go. Let's give her big strong rock the power runes it deserves. Yep, he just ran away. Can confirm, said hi, double confirm, heard the partner. Oh, he stopped screaming at me. That's a plus. Can't tell. Is that another circle-y circle? I don't know if it is or not. So, since stone is not pure gray, some of you might be wondering why am I painting this brown. I'm just doing an undercoat, and then as I'm going to dry brush up grays. Oh. Am I wrong? I think it looks like a face on the table. You see a face on the table? Where's this face? Is that the face? Is that the face? Where's this face that you see? Is it the way that the minis are placed? It looks like a face? Nope, nope, that's not it. There we go. Underside of the hammer. Oh, on the hammer. Let's see here. Oh, like with the squiggly bits? It looks like a face? Or like right there. You're fine, buddy. The bottom bit. From here I'm watching on my phone. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really see any face down here. I do see what looks like a little bit of a circle there. I'm having troubles identifying if that's supposed to be a rune or not. Sorry, I just I'm laughing because I see my cat jumping around like a maniac in the corner of my eyes. Alright, you have a good one at work there, J Stark. Thanks for hopping in. It's nice to see you, bud. Let's see here. Let's pull this up here. Yeah. Okay. So now from here I'm going to need a much tinier point. Wasn't I saying something today about how I wasn't going to be able to do this? Like, penciling, that is. I wish I could tell where that start is. It's right there. Let's just double confirm here. There we go. That helps me out a lot. Bam, 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 bam. There we go, that looks kind of neat. I'm just going to keep working on that. But I think I might start getting ready to start heading out. I think I'm going to do a layer of orange on this here first, but or maybe I could do, how do I want to do this? Just trying to tuck her out a little bit. I've got to work today, so don't want to go too crazy. Well, let's at least start with a gradient on here. Got some on the leg. Hey there, Legless. Hey, no worries, bud. It's all cool. I was asked if I knew any people of color that were miniature painters, and I was like, well, I've got like this one friend, but he doesn't stream or have an Instagram. But I know a guy who is, you know, not white. He's one of my best friends, and he paints, but that's about it. So I wanted you to know. I think in terms of people that I know, at least, one of the only ones that is not white and paints. So I promoted you. See you next time, buddy. Well, thank you for the promotion. Still learning the different techniques, but slowly coming along. Sure is. Wow. I was looking away, and as all of a sudden the lava transformed. It's getting there. I mean, it's all right. I want to see if maybe I can get the lava looking all right before I call her quits in the next few minutes. Well, it's no longer bubblegum. It is no longer bubblegum, unfortunately. She is no longer the bubblegum princess. What do you got in your plans there, Fiddlebert? Any upcoming projects? Any minis you're painting? Terrain? Any streams coming up down the line? It is bubble gone. I like that. I approve. I approve. Did a DF build last night, and I'm thinking of streaming a walkthrough scenario of it. That could be fun. And what is DF? Like Dungeon Fog? I haven't used Dungeon Fog, but I remember talk about it. Try doing some vertical building with the tiles on the side. Dwarven Forge, there we go. That makes much more sense given your previous stuff. Vertical build with tiles, and the sides sticking vertically. Metal terrain trays. Ooh. Oh, my phone is going off. There we go. The camera's freaking out at the colors, but it's working out nicely. I'll tell you what, it cannot handle it. like this isn't that yellow, but yeah. Did you miss out on the fire giants? I think you may have been absent for the fire giants. Hey, no, you're all good. Wolf Bearable, you're fine. My Discord? Different Discord? Is there something that needs my attention in Discord? Please let me know if there's a fire in my Discord. If there's a fire in my Discord, I should go put it out. Yes, I wanted to watch the stream. The internet went right down when you joined. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Got me worried now. Now I need to check my Discord. Yours. I was attempting to add a few tidbits of info. One of the. Oh, okay. So not a fire. So this is not a fire. There we go. Alright, I got one glowy lava-y bit. No fires. Good. Good. Yeah, little tidbits. Little spots that are cooled down a little bit. Maybe they'll make this the wizard. Oh yeah, no, exactly. You know, that's totally how I usually explain things. Like, hey, like I might not know how to do this, but you know, from what I've heard, these are the things that like make this work better. There we go. So I did orange. That's a light orange. Is this the orange I was using? Oh, you're fine. You were perfectly okay. Everything's all right. He's like, you liar. Insert Anakin monologue. Father, you were the chosen one. You were supposed to bring balance to the Force, not destroy it. Yeah, Ganon, that's you. I don't know, it kind of brought balance to the Force. You know, he made it closer to a 50-50. Someone needs to help that poor suffering baby kitten. Okay, he is not suffering. He is greedy. It's fine. Now my partner's playing with him. My viewers think I'm a negligent father. So my viewers think I'm a negligent father. I don't know. He says he's suffering. You're right. Truth's out. He's suffering. Somebody call child services and have them take away my cat. Please don't actually call child services on my pet cat. I love my cat. I would like to keep it, please. Thank you. just gonna put that out there. I am not suffering, but but you shall suffer if you refuse to nourish. Nightbot Ganon deserves all the caps. Nightbot don't know nothing. You don't know the anguish that poor baby is going through, Nightbot. The chat has spoken. External anguish. Hmm? Think just meowing for playtime?
Yep, and attention.
And attention? I don't know. It happens only when I'm talking and around this time of day. Maybe it is just for attention. He's very hyper. Mind you, he did just get his cone off. It's a lot harder for him to play around that time. I don't know, Ganon. Why didn't you just say something about it, Ganon? Why didn't you... Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, alright. I'm now going to have to depart because I'm going to need to do the work thing. But I have my spellcasters started. One is obviously significantly further ahead than the other. Hopefully these turn out nicely. I've only done dark skin tones on larger models where I can spend more time on it and on the specific details, so hopefully this does not turn out into making me cry because it looks terrible. Whoop. No, here's to hoping. Yeah, you guys all have a good one too. Let's take a look if who's streaming. Giggling Geekette is usually scheduled for this time of day, but you know, she might not be feeling well, so let's find out. that is not the application I tried to open up. Da, 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 da. Who's live? She is live. Cool. Let's go say hi. To the most chill stream I could only hope to achieve. So we got one person, we got 2, 4. All right, you guys are all down. Dope. Well, let's go head on over and say hi.
I remember just Isis painted one of those.